Hey guys, Anthony here with Advanced Vector. Today bringing you a review on my new Alienware M15 R3. So this was just barely launched like a month ago. In fact, I haven't seen many reviews, actually haven't seen any reviews as of the recording of this. Hopefully I can get it up soon enough and maybe I can bring you that first peek at this machine. But I ordered it, barely released, it got here today. I'm really excited to crack it open. So this one, I went almost top of the line. I could have gotten a few hard drive options that were a little bit better. I did end up going with the 1 TB, that's 2 by 512, those M.2 PCI Express SSDs. So those are in a RAID 0, as well as just that normal 512 gig M.2 SSD for kind of storage. Now they have them flipped. Probably what I'll do is I'll install my operating system on the single drive, and then I'm going to use that 1 TB drive for games and cache and all that other good stuff. You know, the games these days are huge, so you need a lot more space. The other thing that I think is pretty awesome about this is I did get the 2080 Super, so I'll be excited to see how that compares to just the 1070 that I have on my current laptop. That's kind of what I game with right now. As well as the 300 hertz screen is going to be, a huge improvement. I think that the combination of that beefier graphics card plus the lower resolution but higher refresh rate, I think I'll really be able to get some good mileage out of that screen. So that'll be awesome as well. The other thing that is kind of important if you're thinking about getting one of these is the DIMMs. They are soldered on, so you need to make sure that you get the memory configuration that you need up front, because you cannot upgrade it after the fact. So I got 32 gigs. I think that's more than sufficient. I do sometimes push that a little bit when I'm editing and whatnot, some of my larger video sets and stuff like that. I've gotten up to about 25, 26 gigs of usage on my current editing desktop. But I think 32 gigs is good. It's a little bit more than the standard of 16 now still, but I want that forward compatibility. I had the last laptop that I had, my Alienware. I've been using it for about 3.5 years now, so I expect it to last me several years before I think about upgrading again. One thing that I will note, and that I wish Alienware does this to me every single time, and this is like one of my only critiques of the machines that I've gotten in the past, is that you can't always get the same screen option for both color options. So in this case, I like the dark stuff, so I got the dark side of the moon, basically just the black skin, if you will. However, they did not have an option to have that dark side of the moon with the 4K screen. Had I been able to, I would have actually gone with the 4K screen as opposed to the high refresh rate. But it was only available in the white color. So I don't know. I prefer my laptops a little bit darker. But anyway, that's really the one thing. So I'm okay with that trade-off. The price comes out a little bit cheaper, and I think having that super high refresh rate will make my gaming experience better when I'm on the move. It's kind of hard to go back once you've tasted that quality. So my ultra wide Alienware that I got was 120 hertz refresh rate. This one's even higher. So anyways, we'll have to see how that goes. I think that's pretty much the main basics of the stats. We might go over those a little bit again, but really I just want to get into the unboxing of this thing. So let's get onto the table and take a look at it. All right, guys, so here it is on the bench. We can see this comes in that standard kind of brown packaging that we've all seen before. If you haven't, this is how Alienware laptops ship. I kind of like it. Keeps the, not that I don't trust FedEx or anything like that, but it just keeps people at least a little bit out of your business and what you're ordering and whatnot. So that's always been kind of cool. I'm just slitting the bottom here so we can get this wrapping off. We can actually look at the box itself and what that all entails. All right, so we kind of got that. We will pull it out of the bottom here. Here we have our shiny new box. So this is just going to be an unboxing. I will do a later review that covers the performance. We'll get it up on 3D Mark and some other things and just kind of see how it does and talk about overall performance. But I really did just want to get into the unboxing. First impressions, I'll probably pull that back panel off so we can just see what your upgradability looks like inside there, just so that you guys are aware of all that stuff. All right. So actually, I think I need to turn it this way. And let's pull this out. All right. So we got her all oriented here, and this is going to be my first view of this machine. So here we can see excellent casing. Already, I think the back of this thing just looks absolutely sick. You can kind of see a little bit of that logo right here, that 15. And this thing is just, I'm liking it. I like that matte finish. In fact, it doesn't look like it's holding fingerprints too badly, so that's cool. That's another thing that I've had a problem with on my Alienware 15 R4. Just fingerprints everywhere. So that's really cool. I almost don't even know what I want to jump into first. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, really quick, is we'll just take a look. And I know that in here is just the power supply. I'm guessing it's just your standard. I have about 4 of these now. But yeah, this is just your standard 240 watt Dell power supply. So we'll set that off to the side for now. I actually have another one of those strung up and across the back of my workstation here. And of course you get the cord for that. So we'll tuck that away really nicely again. Okay, and let's pull this thing out. All right, I'm just trying to be real careful here, guys. This is actually the most money I've ever spent on a laptop. I have spent more money on a desktop before, absolutely, but all right, so this is the thing. I'm not going to open it quite yet, but already it is just significantly thinner. Maybe not, I mean, it's probably lighter too, but the lightness isn't really what I was going for with this, but it is way thinner than my other Alienware. So I'm just going to set this off to the side real quick. Try to be gentle with that, and we can look at the rest of the stuff that's in here really quick. So we see we've got our Alienware literature here, and I think this is just going to be that user manual. I don't know why they ship them with these anymore. All this stuff you can find online. So just your basic type of stuff. Honestly, you know, for as much money as you spend on these computers, another thing would be nice if they included like, you know, some kind of a swag, even if it was just a sticker or something like that. Would be kind of a nice touch, but, you know, really you can't complain. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it. You get the computer and the charger in this box. So we'll close this up for now, set it off to the side. And we will get into why you all are actually here. So, all right, so here it is, guys. I'm not going to open it up quite yet. What I want to do first, man, there's some like stringy things that were in that box that are kind of clinging to me. So actually, let's just, now that we've got the box, let's just bring this in just a little bit. And the first thing I want to do is just kind of a side-by-side comparison. So here, this is my Alienware 15 R4, and I don't even know if we'll be able to fit them up here, but just from that comparison there, you can already see how much wider this is. And actually, oops, I'll just bring that back out for you guys a little bit. There we go. So you can already see so much wider. In fact, if we take this one, set it up on top, you'll see that it fits well within the footprint of the 15. I mean, you've got a few inches on either side, a few inches on the back, and a few inches on the front. So definitely a far more compact machine. We'll look at these from the back now. Oh, and I lied. My other one is definitely bigger. So thinness, again, you can kind of see way thinner. This one I would say is, you know, I don't know, maybe 15-20% fatter. You've got all your I/O on the back. That is a little bit different. So one thing that I did like about this old one is how they put most of the ports that you would need across the back. That was super neat. I really like that, but not a big deal to have that Ethernet port moved back to the back to the front. So that's pretty much it. I think that's the only comparison I need to do. I'll heft this one, and again, you can already even kind of see, the finish on that. It's just the way that it was. It's just picking up fingerprints left and right. This one, I don't think is going to have that same problem. Yeah, this one's noticeably lighter as well. So we'll get that out of the way. All right, so let's open this up. I'm not going to fire it up quite yet, but I do want to open it. And here we can see that beautiful finish. This inside finish, oh my gosh, this is the laptop that Alienware should have been for the last couple of years in regards to finish. So again, you don't have that yucky kind of matte rubber stuff that just picks up fingerprints like mad. This is incredible. And it actually, I think this is metal. I think this top plate here is made out of aluminum, which is a huge step up. I love that. It's going to add some rigidity, and all that other good stuff. So we'll kind of come in onto the keyboard here a little bit. We do see here's our power button. We've got these, I'm guessing either air or speaker or both vents up here across the top. Keyboard, actually, I like it. I have a Dell Latitude that I use for kind of my business type stuff that I'm hoping to consolidate into this all-in-one, and it has a very similar keyboard to this, and I actually dig it. So this is going to be very comfortable for me. Some of you might not like it, and I think it is a little bit different than the other one. The keys feel like the travel is a little bit shallower, but I'm fine with it. This to me is basically something that is going to take the place of two laptops that I have right now. Right now I have kind of an ultralight that I use for business that I carry around and fly with me because it's light. And then, I have that gaming rig that I carry around. And oftentimes the silly thing is I end up traveling with both of them. So this is going to be that all-in-one. And if you're looking for that, something that you can do business, you can do work on, something that maybe isn't quite as gaudy as some of the other Alienwares, or obnoxious, I'll say. Like, this is a relatively professional looking machine, especially in that dark color. If you were to walk into a conference room or something, if people weren't paying attention, I don't even think that they would notice. So from that perspective, I think that really hits the mark for what I was looking for there. So let's flip it over and we'll kind of just take a look at our back situation here. And I'm going to go ahead and undo these screws. We'll pull the back off and we'll take a look at what that looks like. All right, so we got the back off. Interestingly enough, there are two screws kind of in the, well, let me reorient this to the same way that I took it off. And you guys might have seen, I'm going to fast forward through that part. There's two screws that are right here and right here that actually come all the way out of the back. The rest of them are, kind of trapped into that back cover, which is really nice. So here we see I got that 86 watt hour battery in here. That's a nice large battery. Should hopefully power this thing for quite a long while. Here I've got my two solid state SSDs that are under these copper heat sinks. So that's kind of a nice touch as well to help keep those cool. And then this is something that I have not seen a lot of, but here's this other standalone SSD, and I'm interested to see, it says it's an M.2 drive. I don't know, however, if it's a PCI Express one or not. So let's just crack that open and see if we can glean any more information from the label off of that. So I do see that this is made by Hynix, but and it does say NVM. I don't know if you guys can. Maybe we'll get that to focus. Maybe not. I might not be able to get it to focus from that far away. But if you guys can't read that, that does say NVM right there. Maybe I can bring it in a little closer. Let's just give it a shot, huh? Focus. Nope. Too close. All right. Anyway, so that does say NVM there. So this may be an NVMe, which would be nice if it was, if I could get that super fast speed. What I want to do, like I mentioned earlier, is on the other two solid state. Actually, in fact, you know what? You can tell by the keying here. So this is keyed as an NVMe solid state drive. The other one typically have that other notch right here, and that would indicate that it's running at just solid state speed. So I'm still going to crack this open. I have just never seen one that's this size before. They're usually that that longer length, and I'm really just kind of interested to see what this is. All right. So again, the writing on this is super tiny. You guys probably won't be able to read it. But this does say BC511 NVMe. So this is a Hynix 512 gig NVMe drive. So this to me is going to be a perfect little boot drive. In fact, I'd be interested to know where I can get more of these. I have never, like I said, I've never seen one this size. All right, so I'm going to stick that back together really quick here. All right, and we'll just throw that back together here. Don't want to tighten it too much, but I definitely want it to be solid in there. And then we'll pop that back in there, just like so. All right, so that was interesting. I have in the past, I've seen these drives. I'm not going to pull them apart here, but I'm quite certain that these are likely the Hynix as well. We'll see if we can just take a quick peek. I really don't want to tear any of this up if I don't have to. Just so you can kind of see the guts, so to speak. So here we can see we've got our big fans here. And I know that one of the selling points was the new cooling system that they have on these laptops. And I'll bring you guys in again. Let's take a look at this one. So if you can tell, I need to bring that back out just a little bit. There we go. I think you can see now, but you can tell these fans, they definitely do seem like they're way closer together, and I can tell that that's a different design than the older Alienwares that I've looked at. So that's cool. Hopefully that mileage, improves on those fans for that. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to see the soldered DIMMs, but they must be on the back side. I'm not going to tear this whole thing down in this video, but I did just kind of want to get a look at what we can see from the back. And this is pretty much it. You have access to your battery and your hard drives. Now in this one, and I don't even believe that there was any option for it. In fact, I see a couple of extra connectors, just one really. But I don't even see a spot where you could put a 2.5-inch drive. I don't see connectors, and I don't believe there's even an option for that. So at this point in time, everything is now, especially on these premium models, everything has now been switched over to NVMe, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm just going to carefully place all of this back down, and we're going to put the back on, and we'll fire this sucker up. All right, there it is. We got it back together. Everything looks good there. Yeah, it's all solid. Again, I've been putting my fingers all over this. And the only thing I can see is on this front lip here. You can see that that's kind of shiny, and that will be a magnet for fingerprints. Absolutely. But that's just one spot. Let's talk about I/O here a little bit. So one thing that I had noticed in my model, at least, this is my first M series, but you only have two of these USB 3 ports on the older ones, one on each side, and that's kind of a bummer because a lot of peripherals still use that. So I'm glad to see that they included a few more. Also, this micro SD card slot is going to be fantastic for when I'm video editing and stuff like that. And then here again, we can see that there's that other port there. On the old ones, it seemed like they opted to try to put a USB-C on the side. And don't get me wrong, USB-C is great, but it's just not quite, the full standard yet. And then, of course, on the back, we have our power Alienware graphics amplifier. I keep telling myself one of these days I'll get one and try it out. Here's that USB-C we're missing. And then, of course, display port and HDMI port. So that's what we have for I/O. Did I miss it? And then I think on this other side here, there's our headphone jack, and then there's the Ethernet port as well as that USB 3 port. So we'll open it up and just kind of talking about the screen a little bit now, and I'll switch this over to my other camera here. You guys might be seeing a little bit of glare, but see, we've got this nice webcam up here in the top. Of course, we have the Alienware logo. The bezels, though, are the huge thing. Traditionally in Alienwares, they have just had these huge, massive, ugly bezels. And that's kind of part of what I think makes this look not only sleek, elegant, and professional, is that it just doesn't have all the weird, the angles are cool. They definitely set them apart in some of the older ones, but having something like this that just looks a little bit more classy is really nice, especially if you're taking it into a business setting, which, in this case, this is going to be dual purpose, so that will be the case. Now, I did not get the screen with the Tobii eye tracking, but that technology would be implemented down here in the bottom. Yeah, let's power it on and see what we get. And there it is, that logo we all know. Oh man, this panel, even for just this 1080 panel, what I'm looking at right here, I feel like it already looks a little bit sharper even than, and the 1080 panel that I have on my old Alienware is nice, but this one just looks a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper. So it's always nice to see that even though we're staying at the same aspect ratio or the same I can't think of the same quality 1080, that it looks like it's a little different. So
hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
We've got our whole
little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there, and we'll have your PC ready for all you plan to do. Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your screen. If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on narrator. Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
All right, guys, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. I've got a little bit more work to do here. I've got to install Windows on the appropriate drive, kind of swap things around and get it all up and functional. After I do that, get it set up, I will definitely be doing a performance / features review of once we get the operating system installed. All the drivers, we'll look at the new Alienware Command Center and the key stuff and things like that. But I did just want to get this initial unboxing and review out. Just so anyone that's out there that's thinking about maybe getting this beautiful looking machine, maybe this can help you make that decision. So if you haven't already, guys, definitely smash that thumbs up button for me. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when my next great review is going to come out. In the meantime, keep shopping and stay happy.